Hey everybody, welcome back to Michelle and Company, and thanks so much for joining us. I'm here with my good friend Roxy from Kent and Roxy Spectacle Shop, and it is always a pleasure to talk with you, Roxy. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
You're very welcome. I'm blessed to be here.
Now, you brought some beautiful frames to talk about. But before we do, let's talk a little bit about, if there's anybody that's watching today that maybe has never heard about you. I can't imagine, but if there is, tell us a little bit about where you're located and just a little bit about your business.
We're at 306 North Rock Road, which is essentially across the street from Olive Garden, in the same general parking lot area as Freddy's Frozen Custard, east side of the street. Been there now going on 12 years, so it's hard to imagine. Previously we were on Douglas and had been there for 30 years, so the business has been around quite some time.
Yeah.
Originally started by Kent's mother, and then of course we purchased it from her in 1985. So
Sure.
lots of things in the industry have changed through the years. It's always a challenge to keep ourselves educated and up on all the different things, the different frame materials, the different lens options, coatings, etc. So, but that's part of the joy of doing what we do.
I just, one of the things that I always love when we get together and talk is one of the hallmarks of your business is just how you care for the customer, how everyone is just treated as a friend and an individual, and that you really just take such pride in your craft as an art, and I love that.
Very much so.
Oh, man.
It's our hope is that you become our best advertisement when you walk out that door. That you're so thrilled with your new glasses that of course you share with friends and family. And you know, in our heart is that eventually you bring additional family members, and that we literally become part of the Spectacle Shop family as a whole. And we've been, golly, now we're helping people in the third generation of some families.
What a personal touch. I mean, what a testimony to your customer service to be able to serve families in multiple generations and just keep having them come back because they know what they're going to get when they come to see you.
Most certainly. It's good for us, although it does make us feel old sometimes.
No. Now, you brought some beautiful things to show today. Let's talk a little bit about what's here in front of us. Tell us what we have.
Right now in the industry, in the optical industry, there are a multitude of options. You can go all the way from very much a retro type look.
I like
this
that
is
a lot.
Titanium
So
with,
classic.
of course, Xylon on it, and that could be a generic male or female. This is actually a stainless steel that sets down inside the groove.
In the glass. Wow.
In the lens itself, so that it's incredibly thin and lightweight, very comfortable. And yet, even though they appear frail, they're quite durable. In addition to this, the stainless steel, surgical stainless steel is being employed much more now so because it's nickel-free. And in opposition to titanium, because titanium does have its limits as far as being able to hold a finish over a long period of time. Whereas stainless steel, that's not an option. So, for instance, these are a combination of surgical stainless and titanium.
Oh, how beautiful.
And
you get the nice color in there, too.
Beautiful color. They
man.
have that type of...
Those might stand up to my kids.
Yes, most certainly. And there are no screws, so you never have to fear losing a screw out of a temple. This acts as a spring.
Wow. I've never seen anything like that.
And feel.
Oh man, you guys. These are like a feather.
So
wow, you wouldn't feel that on your face at all?
No, not at all. The comfort level is amazing. I'm currently wearing one myself. This is a lady's sunglass in the same line.
I love these. These are so, they just remind me of like Art Deco, this pretty vintage kind of look.
And this is Ovo.
Now, is this the same thing? The same type?
It is.
Wow, how cool. And so light. I love that. Wow.
So even if somebody's prescription is relatively strong, because, and there might be some thickness, this also sits down in a groove.
Oh, perfect.
It helps split the thickness of the lens and makes it appear thinner. So there's lots of wonderful options that are becoming available. And then if you really want to be a girly girl and have a little bit of bling.
I gotta try these. I gotta show you guys these. Let me just Look at the size of these. Isn't that? Oh man, they've got the rhinestones all down the side right there. Like if you're a girly girl, if you love the bling, there it is. You got it. Oh, these are so cool and so light too. Even though they're the larger size, you know, they're still really light, which is nice.
The larger frames, many of them are made out of titanium.
Yeah.
So you can have the size without the weight.
Right, right. So pretty, so pretty. So
these just make you feel good whenever you put them
Oh
on.
yeah, you feel like a movie star every time you wear those.
And then if somebody wants to get into a frame that's a bit more colorful, the Woo line, we love these.
Oh, those are cute.
And even though it's a traditional tortoise, they added the wonderful color on the temple. And Woo names all their frames.
Oh, cool.
For instance, this one is called So What?
Well, there you go. A frame with an attitude.
Yes, they all have attitude. This is another Woo.
Oh, those are fun.
The turquoise with the lime green.
Yeah.
And this is Trust Me.
Trust me. Glasses you can trust.
But just so much fun.
Yeah. Those ones. Now, we were talking about these a little bit before the show.
Yes, we were.
Tell me a little
These
bit
are
about
pretty
them again.
special. There's approximately 50 hours in the production of each one of these frames. And that's simply because they first wrap the xyle with silk.
Wow.
So you can see this is a silk fabric.
Yeah, you can actually see the fabric fibers in there.
And then they seal that, and after it's sealed, they have to go back and very carefully buff along the edge because silk, once it absorbs the sealant, the fibers become very, almost like little barbs.
Oh, yeah.
So they have to be buffed off.
Yeah.
Once that process is finished, then they overlay with feathers.
Oh, how beautiful.
And then the feathers
you can really see it on the side. I don't know
on
if
the temple.
They're so pretty. You can see the bright colors of the feather. And this is silk as well over here?
And then, of course, they seal that again. And then they go back and do all the lovely metal work on the frame.
Pretty. We're almost out of time, but before we go, tell people again when they can come and visit you. Do they need to set up an appointment? Can they just walk in? Tell us a little bit about it.
Exactly. Appointments aren't necessary. It's come as you are and come whenever you'd like. We're open Tuesday through Friday, 9 until 6. Saturdays, 9 to 1. We do make special appointment arrangements if those hours are inconvenient.
Sure.
The 306 North Rock Road location right now looks a bit barren.
Sure.
Because the north half of the building is under construction for a new restaurant that's coming in.
Sure.
But we're there.
Still open?
So,
Come see you?
We're there. So we'd be blessed to have you stop in and
Yeah.
say hi and give us the opportunity to make another friend.
Wow your socks off.
You
man.
got it.
Well, Roxy, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're quite welcome. Thank you, Michelle.
And give them a visit. If you've never stopped by, just go stop by. Just, consider it an art gallery and come see all that they have because it's so much fun to just look at all these different pieces.
Thanks again.
Yeah, sure. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back with more Michelle and Company.